for the drive home. Go get gas. Anyway, for anyone that's tuning in who didn't watch the previous stream or whatnot, I just ran down here to Baltimore, grabbed some photos for a final project I'm working on. The project I'm working on for school is relates to BPD here, and I was gonna grab some photos down at the academy, but hello Brandon, but some of the signs around campus were either missing or they just didn't line up as well as I remembered that they were, which not a big deal, whatever. But I'll just stay on this until I get to Baltimore or Charles Street. What is this again? Fayette? Okay. So I came down here to Baltimore Police Headquarters and I was able to snag some photos from President Street. Surprisingly, the squeegee kids aren't out. Probably because all the police officers are, because they, I guess, are on guard duty because of all the other shit that's been going on across the country, so. Yeah. So, I'm on my return trip now. I'm going to take Charles Street out like I usually do. Maybe cut through Towson, just to cut through Towson for y'all. Now that's a beating stick. Wow, they actually have like all that shit closed. Wow. God. Get the fucking city. Oh, I should take this. Nah, I'm already in this lane. I'll take Charles. It don't matter. They're all going to the same place anyway. Hey, Clueless again. Oh yeah, I mean, the one video that Squeegee Kids, or the one video when we did our meetup back in what, I forget. I wonder if his battery died. Weird. I guess you got it running again. Alright, St. Paul. Charles Street's the next one. Balls. I can't see shit. I think this is technically the bus lane that we're all in, but I can't tell. Yeah, it is. The lane shifted. It's only looks they go straight from the right turn only as these people cross. Yep. Anyway, I'm back on Charles Street. At least I know this road. on my, as I said before, I'm on my way home now. So I have to see if I can't find some old photos that I took. I have to pull them off my old phone. I have to see. Back when I was working midnights down at UB, I took a picture when they first repainted the one wall inside the Learning Commons building when BPD first moved in. It is very sunny. It's also very, very windy. Oh my god, people. Go! Gas is on the fucking right. Good lord. I want to go home. I need to use the bathroom. I want to eat food and try and pull some video off of SD card. Just walk out in front of cars. That's always a smart thing to do. You know, I hate the fact that so many people believe pedestrian always has right of way and they don't. That's what, and with that mentality, that's how they get hurt and worse. So many people confuse the terms right of way with exercise due care. They're two completely different concepts. I've even had a guy call me a communist once because I was trying to explain what the two freaking concepts are. That was fun. A lot of people seem, when it comes to pedestrians crossing the street where they're not supposed to, by law, they are supposed to yield the right of way to cars. Unless that they are in a marked crosswalk, and when they are in a marked crosswalk, if it's controlled by a traffic light or any other traffic signal, when the signal tells them it's okay to cross, that's the only time that they have right of way. And a lot of people confuse the exercise due care requirement for vehicles, where, you know, if someone crosses in front of me, I can't just run them down. That's, you can't do that, period. You know, that is manslaughter in my opinion and all that other good stuff. Unless, you know, you really couldn't stop or whatever, which most of the time that's the situation. It's, you know, if I'm driving down, like, you know, I'm driving down the road and someone starts crossing 500 feet in front of me, I should be able to see them and stop. But, like, I'm talking about more of, like, you're coming through here and someone darts out between these two cars and I have no time to stop. Yeah. I don't know where I just went off onto, but anywho, you know, there's just two completely different concepts between right of way and exercising due care. Essentially, due care is just, if someone walks out in front of you, you have the legal requirement to avoid the collision as best as you can, which is hitting the brakes, swerving, hitting the horn, combination of all three, you know, whatever it may be. And right away is, you have the quote-unquote right to be there. You know, you have the right of way to be there and everyone else is supposed to yield to you. And a lot of people just get those two concepts mixed up, and I've gotten so many arguments with people over that, and it drives me nuts. But, you know, it is what it is. It's just, people are stupid and kind of just gotta let them do what they're gonna do, and which is why it's good to know the law and learn it and protect yourself, and also to just be smart. What are you doing? But oh my god, okay. Charm City Bus was just gonna run the light. He didn't because the light changed in time, but it seems like shit. I mean, the bus is owned by Baltimore City, so what do you expect? But no quarter. So right here, they had 2 separate shootings recently. One was a homicide in that exact intersection. Yeah, I love it. Ugh. So simple. That light went red, which means this one's going to go green in a second. Yeah. So that's what this intersection does. There it goes. Scold it, because that's what it does and likes to do. You know, fuck you, that's why. There's the Marathon gas station. Coming up the North Avenue. Wonderful, the wonderful, wonderful North Avenue. Hey. So that light went red, which means this one's about to go green. There it is. There's the wonderful sign I highly disagree with, because people don't know what that actually means. So many levels. Because, you know, everyone's always calling for police need to have better training, but guess what? It's the first thing that gets cut when the funding gets cut. Training. Trust me, I know. That's probably the most green lights I've ever gotten. Hey, I just set a personal record for how many green lights I've gotten on Charles Street. Alright, come on, baby. Come on, change. Come on. Come on. Keep the streak going. Come on. Come on. Come on. No! Oh, that's depressing. I had such a good streak. Oh, yeah. I mean, it's... I mean, that's pretty much... Oh, nice red there, moron. I mean, that's pretty much what's going to happen with Baltimore, even though, you know, state of Maryland has a law that says the police can't strike, but if you piss them off enough, people are just going to quit, and that's going to be worse than a strike. Because if people just quit, they're not coming back, period. You know, it's... You know, I've seen firsthand how people getting pissed off at their employer, and then they're just... Nope. It's just, yeah. And I know personal family members that they got fed up at their place of employment, and that's why they left. And it's just going to start happening more and more. And I mean, departments all over the place are struggling to hire people as it is. And it's like when they do hire people, they get hired on and they realize how fucked up things are there, and they leave. They stay there for however long to just get experience and make it look like they aren't like just bouncing around. But it's like, that was Mama MD's thing. When she first started working at her last agency, it was her retirement job. Yeah, but back when Mama MD was still working at her previous agency, I mean, her thing was she has her retirement from Baltimore County coming in, on top of what she was making at her previous agency. And so it was like when her thing was, once it stopped being fun, she was gone. And once it was no longer fun, she got out. And the thing is that she feels awful for all the people that can't do that, whether it's because they can't afford to, they don't have the time on to leave yet, because a lot of people are like, a lot of people find themselves in that spot where they don't have enough years on to retire, and they have too many years on to quit, essentially. That's where a lot of people are at this point. Oh yeah, and it also beats The Purge and all that. And it's one of those things too. It's like, I don't think our system is perfect. I know our system is broken, has a lot of issues. But at the same time, the system that we do have is so much better than other places in the world. And I really wish a lot of people would realize that. I'm not saying our system is without issue, but there's just too many just people that think that, oh, this is the worst place ever, everything like that. And by no stretch of the imagination is this the worst place to be. No, honestly, I haven't seen any of the Purge films. It's been one of those videos that just really hasn't been my cup of tea, I guess. It's like, I like action movies and stuff like that, but I don't know, that one's just one of those ones that just Ooh, something I'm excited too is since I'm rolling my window down, it's getting a little warm in here. I gotta turn it up because my car is upset. I mean, it's not upset, but I don't like it when it gets that long. This car is very finicky when it comes to temperature. Oof, it sounds like rain in my eyes. What time is it? 6:30. Spent way more time on this than I wanted, but I also didn't leave my house right away. Part of me wishes I just left when I got off of work at 3. Oh well. It feels like a movie city, trust me. Especially when you watch some of like the politicians and stuff talk. I swear to God, it looks just like a movie half the time, or feels like a movie half the time. It's just the way that they like get the camera angles and stuff. It's in the way that they like talk. It's like straight out of a movie or whatnot. It's just, you know, whenever they decide to remake Batman again, instead of doing Gotham City, they should just film it in Baltimore. That's pretty much where we're at. This is probably one of my favorite areas of the city. This is the Roland Park neighborhood. And in all honesty, if I had to live in the city, this is where I would live. I love the houses here. They're beautiful. They're well kept. But it's still Baltimore, and I would very much not like to live here. Yes, it was, and it was actually it was shot in Baltimore and took place in Baltimore, and I was impressed. They actually got one of the scenes correct. So when they're in the power plant and the one guy's face gets burned, hey bud, you can't turn left. Oh, actually, no, you can't. Restrictions over. I forgot. This one's 6. It's the next one that's 7. In the scene, in the power plant scene where he gets burned, and they take him and they fly him out by medevac, they actually got an MSP helicopter to fly, which is actually very correct here, because Maryland, now we have the private medevacs, the private helicopters. However, those typically are only used to transport between hospitals. The Maryland State Police handle all the other medevacs. So like if there's a crash and stuff like that, or like if you are seriously burned or seriously injured in other fashions, a Maryland State Police medevac helicopter will be the one that comes and picks you up and flies you out to either shock trauma, Bayview, or one of the other trauma units. So they actually got that correct in the film, and it's funny because when I watched videos, but sorry about that. Just saw your message, but yeah, it's just the whole medevac thing though. They actually got that part right. Because in Maryland, the Maryland State Police do all the medevacs. The only thing I think they had wrong was the helicopter that was flying, but that was probably because that was the one that was available for the movie. Because Baltimore should be Trooper 1. Because Trooper 3 serves Carroll County and Frederick. Trooper 1's Baltimore County and the city. You're trying to get over. Come on. Come on, you're gonna get over. Get over. Look at all the space you got, bud. Cathedral Mary our Queen. And the one thing too that I thought was pretty cool about Ladder 49 is that they actually got, granted I don't like him as a person or politician or whatever, But they actually got Martin O'Malley, who was the mayor of Baltimore at the time, to actually be in the movie as well. When at the end of the movie, during the funeral scene, they actually had him speak, which was pretty interesting and neat, in all honesty. But like, it's also pretty neat because Baltimore is a very Catholic-oriented city. I mean, there's obviously other religions and stuff here too, but historically, Baltimore's been predominantly Catholic, and they actually like portrayed that in the film too by having the firefighters and stuff be Catholic and stuff, which I thought was a pretty neat detail in of itself. But Ladder 49 is probably one of the better movies that I've seen that have been filmed here. In fact, there's actually another movie that was filmed up in Baltimore County. Guarding Tess, I think is what it's called. It's a Nick Cage movie where he's a Secret Service agent protecting the former First Lady. And the movie itself takes place in Ohio, but it was filmed in Baltimore County. And in fact, in one of the scenes, when they're at a gas station, you see Maryland State Highway 137 signs there. Now, they covered over Maryland, put Ohio, but they filmed that stretch in Baltimore County on Mount Carmel Road at the intersection of Falls Road, which now the gas station no longer exists, and they also now have overhead stop signs there. Oh, I'm gonna hit it. So there's some movie trivia about Maryland and stuff there for you. And there's been a couple of other movies that have been filmed here. There's one, I can't think of the name of it off the top of my head, but I'm sure you could find it if you Googled it. It's essentially the space shuttle goes up into space as normal, but then crashes as it re-enters. Essentially, a alien organism somehow got introduced to humans on the space shuttle. They come to Earth, and this organism essentially takes over the person's body and consciousness, and consciously the person's not there. However, the organism has essentially taken them over, and it's like almost like a zombie thing, only instead of eating each other, they just simply take over everyone. And the part that makes you like human is gone, so to speak, like you're emotionless and stuff like that. I can't remember what the movie's called for the life of me, but it's interesting nonetheless. And they film a couple, not the whole movie, but a couple scenes in Baltimore. Is the lady's trying to get to Washington because she figured out how to quote unquote cure people and to prevent this thing from taking them over, and she gets stuck in Baltimore on her way to Washington, and so it's interesting. And just like that, we're in Baltimore County again too. So right here is one of the gas stations I refuse to get gas at because they are just so overly priced. Like ridiculously overpriced. It's not even like, oh yeah, we have, we're like 5 cents more. They're like 20 cents more than if I go a few miles down the road and get gas. Like, it's ridiculous. He was like, right now I need gas, even though I got plenty to get back home, which is why I'm going to wait till then. But it's like one of those, if I was so low that like I needed to put something in my tank, I definitely wouldn't fill up at that gas station. I would put like 2 gallons in, just enough to get me home or whatnot, or to another gas station, because that is way too much. Or here anyway, when you can literally go a few miles down the road and get way cheaper gas. Nah, I'm just gonna drive home. Part of me wants to cruise through Towson, but no, not right now. It's getting late and I'm hungry. I gotta do stuff when I get home, so. I've already been out longer than I wanted, but it is what it is. Yep. Although they did, I mean, shocker, you know, television, they did get the one wrong. The one, I forget which episode it is, but they are out in Frederick, and they're like, oh, we went to the Frederick County Coroner's Office. There's no such thing. In the state of Maryland, we only have one medical examiner, and that's in Baltimore City. And it's the Office of the State Medical Examiner. It's a state-run agency, and it's the only location is in Baltimore. In fact, I've been there personally, and I was actually out on the floor observing, which was pretty cool. It was disgusting beyond belief, and it was like staring at a train wreck, but it was very cool. Fun little fact too, NCIS has an episode in Carroll County, and it was their one Christmas special, and I can't think of the name of it right now, but they essentially had to guard a Marine who was pregnant with the prince or something like that's son from a country in the Middle East, and the prince's parents were trying to recover the baby by kidnapping the woman. But yeah, so but yeah, it was just one of those whatchamacallits. But Frederick County exists in the X-Files thing. Frederick County is a real place. It's just that the coroner's office is not real. It's the Office of the State Medical Examiner, and it's based out of Baltimore City. And literally everyone that dies in Maryland, or like that needs to get an autopsy, they go there. And so like if you die out in Ocean City, oh my god, dude. Come on. Like, you're merging onto an expressway, for God's sake. You're also supposed to stay in the lanes. Accelerate and not let you over. always one. There's always one. Now let's see how many. Yep, there he goes, all the way over. God forbid, you go with the flow of traffic like everyone else. So I'm not even going to say speed limit because no one's doing the speed limit right now, but there's always one that's got to be faster than everyone else on the road, and that guy was one of them. And there was just a working donor going the other way. I heard him. Didn't see him, but I heard him. And then someone's going to cut him off, and he's going to get into a crash and get seriously hurt, and then he's going to be like, oh, the car didn't lay in front of me. Well, you know, the car had no idea the guy was in there. Decide whether or not I'm going to get gas or not, because it's one of those, I'm just under a quarter of a tank, which is more than enough for me to get to work on Friday when I drive this again, and then I can get gas at my favorite, or not favorite, but preferred gas station, but I'll probably just get gas in town. I usually get gas at the Sheetz gas station in Westminster because that's just an easier place for me to get gas at. And I guess this is for Twin Cities if he tunes it back in or whatnot and watches this later. I'm currently at 267,530 miles on the Aztec. He was asking about that in the last video, and I told him what it was then, but... there we go. But now it is all of a sudden, because, you know... Why not? Yeah. I really don't get that. Like, I used to not have anywhere near as many problems as I did cell service-wise until, like, a year ago. And ever since then, it's just been... Hello. On the 795 now. So, also, contrary to popular belief, the solid white lines back there, it's actually illegal in Maryland. It's actually illegal to cross over those. There is a law that says that you can't change lanes when prohibited by a traffic control device, and the lane markings are considered a traffic control device. So, fun fact, you can't change lanes over those. That's the only time that it's prohibited. That, or if there's a sign that says you can. Because I know in other states it's like those solid white lines considered suggestion, and The only time you can't change is when it's like double white lines or something like that. But nope, here it's a single white line. I don't get people that do that. I don't know what it is. I used to never have problems along these roads, and now all of a sudden it's just no good. Tailgating the snot out of me, and there's nowhere for me to go, so, you know, sucks to be you, dude. It is windy again. I'm just going to chill in this lane because, you know, this is the lane I need to exit. Wind is pushing me all around. You spin me right round, baby, right round. The wind has definitely picked up again. Holy crap. It's down to 43 degrees already. agree with you on this one, Honda. Or minivan. I don't want to get stuck down that truck. But I'm not going to try and race the Dodge. I just want to get in front of the truck. I'll do it again this time too, just because I feel like it. Yeah, I'm not going to try and beat the truck though. I just like using the 2 lanes because there's actually 2 lanes here for a reason. Contrary to popular belief. A lot of people in this area don't understand the concept of zipper merges and the fact that the State Highway Administration installed 2 lanes like this for a reason. And that people are willing to back up and get stuck in traffic for... Oh, look at that, low fuel. Ah. Looks like I'm getting gas. I can't remember the last time the gas light came on. I usually get gas well before my light comes. Something exciting for any of the local folks that may watch this later. So the State Highway Administration is going to be redoing this intersection because people keep crashing here and rear-ending each other because they pop over that hill and there's a car waiting to turn and whatnot. They're widening the road and they're putting in a dedicated left turn lane and a whole bunch of other stuff there to try and help cut down on the number of people that crash into each other. Yeah, cut down. So yeah. Goodness gracious. El Car Motel. They rent by the hour. It's funny, it's no longer a motel, and I think they actually like just made it into a house. I also don't know if this should be concerning or not, but one of the local like sport places has been buying up all these different sport complexes around here. Copper Mine. Their original gym is out in Baltimore County, but recently they've been buying up a lot of property around here. They bought that roller skating rink right back there. They bought out the Four Seasons. They bought out Cascade Lake. And I'm genuinely curious as to what they're going to do with Cascade Lake. Because Cascade Lake is no longer a lake. Because the dam that originally was the dam holding the water back failed a couple years ago. So they had to tear down the dam and drain the lake, and then tore down the dam. And as a result, the original owners sold it because they couldn't, they can't make money now. That was their whole thing. So now that this copper out, I wonder if they're going to replace the dam or not. Being new owners, and if they're in it for the long run, I would assume that they could get their money back. Because all it would just be an earthen dam. But at the same time, I don't know how much money that would be. And also all the things that they will have to go through, because they'll have to go through the EPA, the Maryland Department of the Environment, God knows or however many else regulatory places. Excuse me. So, I get gas here. Should I go? I'll get the Jiffy like I always go. Today's Tuesday? No, Wednesday. Today's Wednesday. Never mind. Oh, I was thinking. I'll be ending the stream here shortly. I'm going to end it once I get in the town and pull up to the gas station. So once I pull in, I'll end the stream there. I need petrol. Brits will call it. Hampstead. And there's the Joseph A. Banks corporate headquarters. We used to have their outlet store here in town, and I miss it dearly. Because it being the outlet store, you could get like $400 suits for like $150. And they would, you know, fit them and everything for you. And the best part is that, well, for the discounted ones, they won't hem them if they needed to be hemmed. But the beautiful thing was, you could go right next door to the cleaners that were right there and get them hemmed. Which was awesome. So you would get these big designer, you know, jacket or suits and everything, and pay, you know, fraction of the cost. 99% of the time they were like that because they had a stain or something, like some stupid defect on the inside of the jacket, somewhere that who cares, you know, something that won't be seen by people and all that. Palmer County, what are you doing here? Palmer County PD doing here? It's Carroll County. Well, I know why they're doing what they're doing here. It's fairly quicker. It's quicker to cut through Hampstead than it is to probably take the actual roads in Baltimore County. Passing on the right. Alright guys, well I'm pulling up to the gas station, so I'll be ending the stream here momentarily. Boom, boom. Alright, let's see, where am I pulling in? I was pulling up to that pump, so I'm just going to back into the one behind her. Pump one like I always do. Alright guys, well thanks for tuning in, for those who tuned in. I'm going to end the stream here, and thanks for tagging along. Stay healthy, stay healthy.